Hi, my name is Adrian, and I'm gonna talk about what I learned in the class. So, the introduction of the financial system was the first topic, and I really didn't know how the current financial system worked. And I felt like I had no idea how economics were so hard to manage and even comprehend, because this system is like in the basis are kind of simple, but when you see all the implication that it has day to day, I just kind of think that it's the system and the governments are repairing itself because the system is broken. Like this whole idea of money and neoliberalism and democracy uh, are are not sustainable. Like we cannot keep producing as we produce, because it's really hard to live in a society like that, because it not only creates like inequality, but it also creates like climate change. And now it's not even climate change, it's crisis, climate crisis. We are entering like this phase where there's no return and nobody really seems to care, like nobody in power. I mean, United States, China, India, Germany, like, and or even Canada, that it says like it's green, but it's not green at all. And I also in this part we saw a lot of documentaries and videos about the crisis and how the crisis were started and how it affected mostly middle class people, normal people, and the person that started the crisis didn't got like any type of punishment or anything, because they were like these white men in suits, like white men in suits that really didn't care at all, just making money. And that's it, this system like allows that, and even the system wants more people to do that, because it keeps feeding the economy. So yeah, it's really hard. And well, next to this introduction to the financial system, we talked about a lot how we approach like the alternatives that we have in our society, such as minimalism, like this nature kind of thing, and how we can live in another type of way. And it really like interests me, because minimalism is not like a trend, is a philosophy. And I think that Asian people do it, but not because they want to. It's because they cannot live as Americans. Because I think that most people, if can live like a wealthy United citizen, they just be like, yeah, like fuck it, I want to be living good. And I support that, but it's again not sustainable. And I think that right now, like these alternatives such as minimalism have a dark side that is, as I said, not a philosophy but a trend. So if you want to live like this minimalist type of way, it's expensive. It's actually expensive. Like nobody talks about that, but having like this philosophy of like everything why, like I only have like this couch, but it like capitalism obviously have to capitalize with everything, so it also capitalized with minimalism. And I think that nobody talks about that, and nobody like said nothing, because it's not an alternative kind of life of capitalism, because it do not challenge the problem for the basis is like the basic. It doesn't challenge anything. It's just like, oh yeah, I don't buy a lot of stuff, like I really don't like buy that. I don't like capital. I don't like minimalism. I don't like it because it also like have like this monotonous type of thing that is like, I am an architect, so it's like this modern movement of architecture that it killed a lot of vernacular architecture, because they want like standard and mass production. And I think that minimalism is a lot like that, because for clothes, like you have one pair of shoes, one pair of pants or whatever, and yeah, you just keep it. But it's also like encourage and reach to the culture to have like your own clothes that it feels like you, like in your culture and your country or your style. I think that it's really powerful, like not wanting that, because there's a lot of richness in every individual. So that's why I don't like minimalism. But keep going with that. I think that we have, if we really want like other alternative, I think that the only alternative that we can have is break the system like from the basis, because if we don't do it, like there is no gonna be a way that we are going to survive like this crisis. And well, next we talked about Bitcoin and blockchain, that it really, I kind of understand like the subjects, but at the same time, like it really makes me think how we can just create something that could also be like really volatile and like nothing, because we have to remember that money is a construct, it's an idea, it's not something real. You can like, you can feel the el billete, but you can actually like see money in real life, like it's an idea. And Bitcoin and blockchain is the same, and is not as independent as or revolutionary as they want us to see, because as always there is people behind that really want to Bitcoin and blockchain to work, because they beneficiate, they beneficiate for that, for that. So I really think that Bitcoin and blockchain was a way that create kind of freedom in this economic system, that people could be more safe regarding the money that they had, and that government wasn't supposed to like get the hands in that and control. But at the same time, I think that it gives a lot of freedom for people to have like this illegal kind of exchanges. And yeah, and also next we talk about the evolutions, consciousness, and artificial intelligence. And I think that this was a really problematic topic for me personally, because I think that technology is everything right now. Like, we wouldn't be like at this point in human history if we didn't have like what we have now. And there's this growth where was so fast and is so fast that we are like monkeys, and we don't think that this was gonna be like a whole new kind of things, a whole new rules. And I think that we as professionals, as future professionals, we have to really think about what we want in life, because AI probably gonna fuck all our plans, and it's okay because we have to survive. And we also have to think how to regulate technology, because there is gonna be so much problems in the future because of lack of these empleos, the lack of work, the lack of ethics and moral. And I think that this is really important for us to think. Next, I pass for the weapons and war, and it's like the documentary of where to invade next. And yeah, like, war is a really good business, and that's why a lot of people, like a lot of countries, protect us, even if they are like these equality and human rights as United States, like it's so hypocrite. But they have this really on their DNA, like this war thing, that they have to be in war every time. And even not because of people want it, because it creates a lot of money, it creates a lot of value, and it's kind of why United States is the country number one in the world. It's because of war. Next, a war on technology, that it talks about how technology is changing, how war is like pursued. And was really good video that in Vice, I think that was, that it like present all of these weapons and all of these countries that creates weapons and kill each other, but in these conventions, like they're like in peace. And I think that it's really strange, like seeing that, because it all like reduces to money. And yeah, sure, we can be friends here because we are gonna buy something, or you're gonna buy to me or whatever. But in fields, like in the war fields, we are gonna send like some random common guys, and we're gonna kill each other because it benefits us. And even like, it's horrible, but it's true. And then we read the Fourth Industrial Revolution. As I said, like, this was a really good book because it like presents all of these changes happening this past. Really good book. And the final is like Human, and the two documentaries, and it was a really good two documentaries that just talks about the experience of being human in this world and how different we are, like in the basic thinking, like love, war, death, and so on, so on. And well, that would be everything. And thank you for listening to me.